An absolutely perfect fall afternoon for football, Coach, and we are under bright blue Colorado skies at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep, and he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Just stop, baby. That's baby stop.
On play action, Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Throwing is Allen on third. He's going to look deep down the field. And got his man complete. 20, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DJ Moore, 82 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Grenade! Check.
On first down, Akers. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Crunch. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
To throw is Wilson. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Akers. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On second down now, Akers. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Lady. 58, come on. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
On third down, Wilson. The open man is Smith. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 27-yard line.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
On first down, Akers. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Wilson. It's caught. Smith. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And the kick by Butker is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep. Man up, deep. 57, come on.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Got three down.
From the 39, Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
3rd and 10.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's got his man on the comebacker. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
At the 46-yard line.
6-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Allen throwing left side, it's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got?
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
I know you feel it. Alert! 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Check. Half 85. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Hey, Charlie.
57 to Mike. 57.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Will Dissly, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Let's go, baby. At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Akers. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. Score. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. No problem there on the extra point, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives. So a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Here's Allen. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Watch the pass.
Now Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Mike 51. Mike. Middle.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Got a man open. It's Ross. The 20, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. John Ross, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get into the end zone?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
All go special. All go special.
Now on 2nd and 13, Wilson. And the Chiefs are going to get him. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Throwing is Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Stephon Diggs. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 89 yards, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Alert! Hey, Alpha!
Alert, flare, alert, flare, flare, flare. Who do you want, who do you want, who do you want?
Throwing now is Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well.
He's got a man, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And that one results in 35 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Alert 3.
Look for signal.
24, check 24.
14, 14.
Pause, pause. 26, Mike. 26.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. All day, just like that. Just like that.
On 1st down, Akers. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Tight end's right.
Now it's Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Check 50, check 50. Reload. Hey, easy.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On second down, Akers.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now a give, right side, Akers. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Yeah, baby.
It's 4th down.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Butker able to put this one through. And that will do it for this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he's able to find Diggs. 30, past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. The second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Dee Ford able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 22, Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. Akers, down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game, I think maybe he starts to call more blitzes, because you can call.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. The extra point up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
26 Mike, 26 Mike. Alert, alert, alert. Let's go.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen looking left side. That's caught by Moore. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Kansas City.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Pass. 26,
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
From the gun, Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 6 there on first.
Second and 4 at the 44-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Allen. He's going to look deep for Moore. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now Allen. And he comes back with one complete. Give them 32 on the play. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Allen's throw is complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Allen now looks to throw. Rodgers brings it in. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Let's go. Let's go.
First and goal, Kansas City.
51's a man. Yeah, I got you. Son. Mike, what do you want? Hey, it's time to...
Hey, Delta.
Allen to throw once more. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. D Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. After the sack on 1st down, Allen. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And here's Allen. From the gun, he'll throw. And this is going to be intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Come on, now.
On 1st down, Akers. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And this is Shepard on the catch. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards that time.
That's another Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Akers, and he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Right. He's tight on the right.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there.
Watch the twist.
On third down, Akers. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. D. Ford, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 27 yards there, a first down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Allen again. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Broncos, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.